Hear the dog. Good boy. I've been caught stealing once when I was 5.
Hello and welcome to the first episode of DogHead Tastings. My name's Bill.
I'm Belle.
And we are going to be taking a look today at Sixpoint's 3-bean. 3-bean is actually a combination of Romano beans, cacao beans, and coffee beans. Romano beans have been used in history for brewers. It actually added a boost to the fermentation as well as adding texture and complexity to the final product. This is our first time tasting this from Sixpoint, so we hope to have a unique experience, specifically with those Romano beans.
Well, what I thought was interesting, the Romano beans are just that. They're a legume. They're a bean. They're not, like you say, cacao beans, that's like a chocolate or, you know what I mean? This is actually a bean that they put in the beer.
Yeah, like something you would put into a soup.
Yeah.
Right.
That's amazing.
Okay, so we'll give you some more information while we're doing this. Again, this is the can. They look kind of like, if you can see my hand here, they look kind of more like an energy drink can, which gives them a unique aspect view that way. Nice color to the can, nice presentation that gives you everything that you need on the front.
It's a little bubbly. And if you hear things in the background, that's our dog, Onyx.
Thus the name DogHead Tasting. All right. So we've got a nice dark. Let's see. It looks like it's highly, at least from the look, it looks more carbonated than I'm guessing, because they don't actually say on the box or the can that this is a brown. Belle was thinking that it might be a stout, but
yeah, I don't think it's a stout. I don't know.
let's see if we can tell from what we're getting from here. I'm going brown. You definitely get the
very coffee.
I'm getting the coffee bean at the front, but I'm definitely getting the cocoa. Seeing as how I don't know what Romano beans smell like, I'm not sure. I'm not catching. I'm actually not getting anything that I would say I'm not sure what that smell is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you'd have to have the bean.
There is something in there. There is something in there that I don't quite know what it is, and that might be the Romano bean. I think the color of the actual head is unique too. It's almost multicolored. It's a little. It's not quite a white. It's not quite a tan. It's in between.
Yeah.
It's lacing in the glass. The viscosity is kind of low on it, but it definitely holds a little bit. Let's try it and see how it is. Wow, that is a malt bomb.
Wow.
It's
very smooth though. Like the flavor kind of dissipates.
It's smooth, but it's malt from front to back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting much hop to it at all. So
I mean, it's just malt. Like you can't even say for sure. It's a little bit of coffee, but mostly malt.
I am getting something in there that I'm not sure what it is. I'm going to guess that's the Romano bean.
Maybe.
So this is actually a 10% ABV, so it's up there a little bit. It's also dry hopped, but surprisingly I wasn't able to find out, at least from the box or the can, what it was dry hopped with. And I'm really surprised that I'm not getting more of what I would consider a hop
flavor, yeah.
Yeah, especially with a dry hopping process, that I would get a little more in the nose and a little more in the flavor. But
Maybe as you drink it more, as I've had another sip, it seems like I can almost taste the hoppiness in the back of my tongue.
Let's see. Yeah, okay. I agree with Bella on that. I am getting, at that first onset of the swallow, you're getting almost that cloying on the tongue from hops, but it dissipates really fast, and then it's overtaken by all the malt flavor. Um, so for me, I'm more of a, I started as a malt person and a Belgian person, but I'm definitely moving more towards the hoppy end of the spectrum. So for me, out of a 10, for what it is, I guess I would give this about a 6 personally.
Really?
It's not that it's not a good beer. It's just for me, it's not my thing. Um, and being a home brewer and having friends that home brew, I've had what I consider some very, very good browns. So to me, um, from personal experience, this does not. To me, it's powerful, but it doesn't have the taste that our friend Mike's homebrew.
True.
I actually prefer his brown to this.
Well, I mean, I think it's got its good points and bad points. I think that it has a very strong flavor, but the flavor dissipates. I think that they mask the alcohol well. I wouldn't have guessed if this would be a 10.
No, they did. I'll give them that. They did a good job. I mean, I can actually feel a little in the chest, but I'm a little more apt to because of past history with burnage,
I was gonna say
hot foods
maybe it's
and
a heart
everything.
attack.
So hopefully not. That would be
but,
bad
I mean,
on the
but
first
that's-
episode.
That's but to me that says something too, that they've masked the alcohol well. But it's very it's got a low flavor profile. There's not a lot to it, like.
Right.
Um,
I'll
so
put the can back out there off to the side. Hopefully you
Yeah.
can see it.
I would say maybe a 7. I wouldn't go as low as a 6, but it's not bad.
For those of you that are more malt oriented to hop oriented, I think this would probably be a purchasable item for you. But for the hop heads in the group, probably not so much.
Well, and someone like me who really likes a malt beer and can appreciate hops, again, the more I drink this, the more I taste the hops. So, you
Right.
know, I would say it's kind of middle of the road as far as, it's not just a malty beer.
Right. So one more thing of note, a good thing about Sixpoint is they're based out of Brooklyn, New York. But one thing that I came across on the can, I hope you can pick up, and if you don't, you'll see it on both the box and the can. There's a little pint glass here that has an actual dog collar on it, and what that is it's the Beer for Beasts program, which because they are out of Brooklyn, New York, they help the New York City Humane Society, so they hold beer sessions with food that you can come and try a bunch of different beers and a bunch of different foods, and the proceeds actually go to the New York City Humane Society. They have one coming up, and I didn't write the date down, so that's on me. I'll make sure I do a little better job next time, but it's actually happening at the Bell House on 149th Street, 149th 7th Street in Brooklyn, New York. So if you just do a Google search for Beer for Beasts, I'm sure you'll find it. Sixpoint, and also there is Beer Advocate is also helping to host this get together for this. So both Belle and I are huge advocates of animal rights, and of course our dog here, Onyx, who is now popping her head up into the view probably, thus the name, is our rescue dog. So we're big into that along with our beer. So With that, we'll conclude the first episode of DogHead Tastings, and hopefully we'll see you again in the near future. Thanks. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cue the dog.